Welcome to Eko Learners Support for NECO and WAEC candidates. Today, we embark on an enchanting voyage into the realms of English prepositions. In this captivating lesson, we will unravel the mysteries of preposition, those tiny connections and connectors that weave meaning into our sentences, whether you are a beginner navigating the linguistic seas or a seasoned sailor refining your English skills. This lesson is your compass to mastering preposition. I am Mr. Babajide Olarinwaju, your English language teacher. Our goal today is to demystify prepositions, the little words that play a big role in English sentences.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
Our learning objective for today. At the end of the lesson, students will 1. Understand the definition and purpose of prepositions in the English language. 2. Identify common prepositions and their core meaning. 3. Learn how prepositions are used to express relationships between nouns, pronouns, and other parts of a sentence. And 4. Begin practicing the proper usage of prepositions in written and spoken English. By way of definition, a preposition is defined as a word that connects a noun phrase, or a pronoun to another word, especially a verb, another noun, or an adjective. We can see some examples of preposition right here on the screen. We have next to, behind, in front of, opposite, on, in, above, under, and between. Now, we want to look at common prepositions that we use when we write and also when we speak, and we want to see their meanings. The first preposition we are looking at is the spatial prepositions. When we say the spatial preposition, sometimes we call them spatial prepositional phrases. They are words or phrases that describe the location of a person or object in relation to one another in a physical space. Take for example, in, I am in a class. On, I sat on a chair. Under, the book is under the table. Beside, between, among, through, and across. We have the temporal prepositions. This preposition describes the relationship of time and are also called temporal prepositions. For example, at, on, in, for, since, until, by, during, and throughout. And lastly, we are looking at the last type of preposition, which is the directional prepositions. And this is relating to or indicating the direction in which someone or something is situated or moving. We have directional signs whenever two parts are joined. For example, to, from, towards, into, out, of, off, onto, and away from. Let's move on. I also like us to look at what we call the prepositional phrases. We will look at the structure and the usage. What is a prepositional phrase? A prepositional phrase consists of a preposition, an object, and any other modifiers. For example, we have the book on the table. If you look at that example, we have an object there, and also we have other modifiers The modifier there is the. We have book, and we also have the table. He walked across the bridge. She's proud of her accomplishments. The prepositional phrase in these three sentences. The first one we have on the table. The second we have across the bridge. And thirdly, we have of her accomplishments. You need to note that each of these prepositional phrases must start with a preposition. The usage. They can function as adjectives, adverbs, or nouns within a sentence. Now, let's look at prepositions of location. Examples of prepositions of locations are in, on, under, and over. In indicates containment or inclusion. For example, the cat is in the box. On indicates a surface or position. The book is on the table. Under indicates a position beneath something. The dog is under the table. Over indicates a position above something. The bird is flying over the trees. We also want to look at preposition of time. We need to understand these prepositions because it will help you when you write your essays or when you are tackling lexis and structure, questions in your WAEC and NECO examinations. Preposition of time, we have at, on, in, for, since, and many others. When we use at, it indicates a specific time. The train arrives at 5 p.m. On indicates a specific date or day. The meeting is on Monday. In indicates a month, year, or longer period of time. I'll be away in July. And for and since indicate duration or a starting point in time. I have lived here for 5 years. We also have prepositions of movement. For example, to, from, through, and across, and many other examples. To use to, it will indicate a destination. I am going to the park. When you use from, it indicates a starting point. She's coming from the library. When you use through, it will indicate a path or medium. They walk through the forest. And finally, when you use across, it indicates a form of travel from one side to the other. For example, the cat jumped across the street. The usage of our prepositions. How do you use prepositions? Now, let's start with adjectives and plus preposition. The following adjectives plus preposition are usually and always used in English. For example, curious about, enthusiastic about, convicted of, pleased with, fond of, allergic to, ignorant of, alarmed at, worried about, and sorry for, and many more examples. Let's look at some sentences. He was sorry for the mistake. Another sentence, nobody was surprised that the thief was convicted of all the charges. These sentences are from the SSE 1989 question number 49. Now, let's go to verb plus prepositions. Verbs usually select prepositions that go with them. For example, we have convicted of, confide in, abstain from, operate on, refrain from, apologize for, suffer from, insist on, believe in, comply with, stick to, and atone for. We also have many other examples. Let's look at sentences. For example, he insisted on seeing me. She operates on the computer today. Let's move on. How do you make use of made of and made from? When you make use of made of, it is used if the material which a thing is made of can still be seen. For example, the table is made of wood. The door is made of iron. So you find out that when you use made of, the material will still be seen when being used in sentences. Made from. When you make use of made from, the material can no longer be seen. For example, bread is made from wheat. Accra is made from beans. So it will be wrong to say bread is made of wheat or Accra is made of beans. Okay, now let's move to nouns plus prepositions. How do we make use of it? There are cases where the choice of preposition will depend on the noun. For example, interest in, improvement on, pride in, argument about, familiar with, and so many others. Let's look at a sentence. This is an improvement on the former job. So when you use the word improvement on, it is because the choice of the noun goes with the preposition. Also, after the preposition, we can also make use of nouns. For example, in the long run, by the terms of agreement, through carelessness, at great pain, and at great length. Let's look at some examples. Tolu spoke at great length is an example cited here. Also, some nouns take different position, and this is based if the noun is a person or something. Let's look at this. When you use abide by, you use it when you are talking about rules. When you use abide with, you use it when you are talking with someone. When you use accountable for, you use it for something. And when you are accountable to, you use it for someone. The use of in and into. How is it used? In is used to express a state when the object seems to be covered or enclosed by another object. For example, you can only say the book is in the bag, or you can say the spoon is in the plate. When you use into, we use it to express a movement of the object resulting in the enclosure of the object by a particular area. For example, the bag fell into the well. It's time for the practice questions. We are going to be taking 5 practice questions, and these questions have been taken from the West African Senior School Certificate, questions that have been done in previous years. And so you have 5 questions, you have 30 seconds. Good. I believe we are done with the questions. Let's quickly get the correct answers to these questions. Question 1. Which preposition is correctly used in the sentence? The minister says is accountable dash the president and nobody else. It's taken from SSC 1989, question 48. And the answer is, yes, you guessed right. The answer is to. The minister says is accountable to the president and nobody else. Question number 2. Which preposition best completes the sentence? A handbag is made dash genuine leather. It's taken from the West African School Certificate Exam 2003, question number 60. And the answer is, it is made of leather, as we've earlier discussed in the lesson. Let's look at question number 3. The correct preposition to use in he graduated dash economics is, yes, the correct answer is he graduated in economics. Thank you. Now let's look at question number 4. Which preposition is used in we came dash rail? This is taken from SSC 1994, question number 44. And the answer is we came, correct? The answer is we came by rail. By rail. Then the last question. The sentence, the package fell dash the water, uses which preposition? The answer is the package fell into the water because there is a movement of the object. We have come to the end of today's lesson, and I believe that each and every one of us have learned a great deal on how to make use of the prepositions in English language. Congratulations, many of you have leveled up your preposition skills. Keep practicing and soon you will be a preposition pro. Thanks for joining me today. I remain Mr. Babadide. Until next time, keep exploring the world of English on Eko Learners Support for NECO and WAEC candidates.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
We have come to the end of today's class. For feedbacks, questions and comments, you can contact us on the social media handles displayed on the screen. Thank you and goodbye.